Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in your own. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live right now I post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it useful, helpful, insightful, and entertaining in any way, shape, or form. You just want to give this channel some love. I really appreciate all the likes from the bottom of my heart. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bowman, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration for asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com, the founder of Asexualise Academy. Welcome to tonight's episode. So in this episode, I want to talk to you about 6 reasons why it's important to have asexual friends. If you didn't know, today I had an asexual meetup in my city, which is Exeter in the UK. Hello, Theola. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you being here. It's lovely to see you. So today I had an asexual meetup and it was absolutely amazing. I had 5 people attend, including me, and one of those was a new person to the group. Never go on Mingles 2. I've been on Mingles 2 already tonight. Have you had a problem with them, have you? I'll probably be discussing Mingles 2 again tomorrow. But today I'm talking about friendship because I've had an asexual meetup. So did I, yes. So, yeah, you went on Mingles 2. Yeah, I'll be doing another video about that. Probably tomorrow. I did warn you. I've warned everyone that there are very highly sexual people on there and a lot of scammers on Mingle 2. But yeah, anyway, this I want to talk about positive stuff, but I deleted it. Oh, that's good for you. Anyway, I want to talk about friendship because friendship is really important and it can be highly sorry, I'm getting distracted. Oh, Theola, Mingles 2, they're highly sexual and you deleted it. Okay, yeah, so Mingles 2, if you didn't know, was a dating website that isn't for asexuals, which I did make clear. It's not for asexuals, so it is up to you whether you want to try it or not. If you saw yesterday's video, live stream, and yeah, I'm still on it at the moment. So, and that guy is not asexual, he said to me. The guy who thought he was asexual, he said he's not asexual. So anyway, yeah, so you know, I said about it, but I did it's definitely not for asexuals, but I like to test these things out. I test them out for you, so it's all good. And yeah, but I'm still on it at the moment, you know, I'm still hopeful. Anyway, I'm going to leave that for another video because today I want to talk about really positive stuff, which is friendship. So yeah, friendship. So today I had an asexual meetup. We had 5 of us in total. Now my asexual meetups aren't huge. They're usually smaller than quite a few of the other meetups, but that doesn't matter because all that matters is the quality of people are important and that we enjoy speaking to each other, having a nice time, and everything's great. And one of the people that attended my meetups a lot and who attended it today is one of my best friends. So I met up with him beforehand, before the meetup, and we stayed talking and spending time with each other after the meetup as well. So we got the group meetup and to spend time with just me and him. So it all went very, very well. I think the new guy wasn't quite used to someone like me who talks a lot. So maybe my personality is not maybe so suitable for him, but that's fine because that's the whole point. People do different types of meetups. It was the first one he came to, so he's not used to being in a group. He's used to more one-to-one people. And I think there was parts of it he enjoyed, but I think overall maybe he would be more suited to a more introverted group, you know, more quiet group. Whereas, you know, I love to talk. We all like to talk at my meetup, and I like to talk the most because I'm extrovert. I'm the only extrovert usually in my introverted meetup group. So I do like to talk. I do like to be myself. I do like to enjoy myself. And I think it's really important to be your true, authentic self. And this is number 1 of why it's important to have asexual friends, because you can be your true, authentic self. I have written some notes here. So you can be your true, authentic self, which is so important. That is number one, being your true, authentic self, you know, so you can speak. Hello, Richard. Nice to talk to you. Theola, I like talking and friendly. Oh, you like talking and being friendly as well? Yes, Theola, it's really good. Yeah. So some people, like when you go to certain meetups, you'll find some meetups, asexual meetups, people love attending. Oh, hi, Heather. Lovely to see you. Thanks for being here. You're great support. Thank you so much. Missed you. So yeah, so with asexuals in general, it's really nice. But you know, some people have different personalities at asexual meetups, and that's okay. You know, some people will go, you know, will go to different meetups and they'll find ones that resonate with them more than others. So it depends on which type of personality you have. Like I have a very strong personality, very talkative personality. I'm an extrovert. So obviously someone who is at my meetups, you know, some people will really love that about me and will get on like a house on fire, and other people I might not be suitable for. So I think it's really important that when you hold asexual meetups, if you ever organise them yourself, that you don't take things too personally, that you'll find that some people, they just come back to your meetups over and over again because they like your style, they like interacting with you, they enjoy talking with you, they really enjoy the warmth and appreciation of being in a group of like-minded people, right? And other ones, you know, you won't. Other ones will attend other meetups and may find them better because they're more suited to the personality or the type of activities that they're doing. And other people you might see come and then they don't come back again. They just don't come to meetups. They don't. It's not suitable. They're more like one-to-one, or they're socially awkward and it's just too much for them, or they're anxiety induced and they can't really, you know, have so many, you know, they can't do it. It's just too much for them, but they tried it, you see. So you get all different types of people coming to asexual meetups, you know, asexuals obviously, and well, mine are all asexuals. Some other meetup groups, they do allies. They have asexuals and people who you know, support asexuality but aren't actually asexual. So, you know, mine is specifically for anyone in the asexual spectrum. So it's really important to note that if you ever do oh, excuse me, organize meetups, so you understand that, you know, don't ever take things personally where people come back or not. Obviously if people come back time and time again, it's really nice because they, you know, they enjoy your meetup. So I had 3 people who've come before quite a lot to my meetups, and one of them's like, when's the next one? So you always know that you've got great satisfaction when someone's like asking when the next one is already before they go. So it's really, really great because, you know, they really love the meetups. You know what I mean? So, but overall, you know, 6 reasons to, you know, like being, you know, why it's good to have asexual friends, you know, particularly like best friends, is, you know, you can be your authentic true self, right? Now, some people aren't their authentic true self, right? But I think once you get really, really good quality close friends, that is when, you know, you are your true authentic self. And I am my true authentic self at my meetups. I don't change. I don't change from now to when someone sees me at a meetup. I don't talk less. I don't be more of a hermit. You know what I mean? What you see with me is very much what you get. I don't pretend to be something I'm not, which suits some people. I love that. Some people don't, which is fine. So you've got to understand that if you are, you know, if you're being a true authentic self, not everyone's going to get on with you or like you, but the people that do get on with you, you have those, some of those people that are really be your like best friends. So in terms of like, you know, having really deep friendships, you know, it's really, really important that you do make asexual friends, both online and definitely offline if you can as well. And, you know, if you've got true friends, then you can be your authentic self. And, you know, and that's, you know, the number one benefit, you know, is you can be your true authentic self, right? And number 2 is speak your truth. So although I said be your authentic self, it very much links to speak your truth. So being your authentic self is all about being yourself, loving yourself, being the moment, being who you are, despite what anyone may think. Oh, hi, Andy, nice to see you. So Andy was at my meetup today. Andy with all the smileys in the chat. So yeah, so 1 is authentic self, and 2 is speak your truth, you know. So some people are their authentic self, but they don't quite say everything. But, you know, I do speak my truth. And if you're around true asexual friends who love you for who you are, which is basically, you know, part of it, it is number 3, actually. You speak your truth and you get loved for who you are. So you be your true authentic self. You basically love yourself for who you are, and you speak your truth. You know, those are the top 3 reasons why it's really, really good to have asexual friends who are truly friends, right? Truly best friends. Like Andy's one of my best friends. You know, I can be myself around them. I can speak my truth around them. I can be authentically me. And me and Andy can, for example, can talk to each other and know that we've got safety and comfort there. So that's number 4. You know, you've got security and safety and comfortability with that person. You know, it doesn't matter what you say to them, you'll still be okay, you'll still be friends. Do you see what I mean? There's a great degree of comfort. Very true, it's great. Thank you, Andy. You know, it's very good to have comfortability. You know, that really, really nice comfortability. You know, you'll still be friends and you can talk to each other about anything and everything, even difficult stuff. It's really, really good. And then number 5 is you do get support. You get a lot of support. You know, you've got someone who's got your back. You know, you feel that support. You feel that lift. You know what I mean? You might feel like when you don't see them as much, you don't feel quite as supported. But when you see them more, you feel really supported. You know, it's like, it's really good. It's like an uplifting feeling where you feel like, yeah, it makes you, although you value your own worth, or you should do, it makes you feel more worthy and more valued, you know? So if you've got someone supporting you, it makes you feel really valued and worthy. Do you know what I mean? Really, really nice. And number 6 is sharing ideas. So sometimes in life you come across lots and lots of different things that crop up, different issues, different problems, different situations. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, it can be very, very difficult because your brain might work overdrive. And it's very difficult when you're in that position and situation to be able to think with logic. Do you know what I mean? When you're in a situation, you tend to think of it more emotionally, more erratically, more can't see the bigger picture. So when you've got real, true asexual friends, they can help show you the bigger picture and be more objective about the whole scenarios that are going on in your life. That works both ways for both people in an equal friendship. And that is very, very important. You know, it's very important that you have sounding boards that are, you know, that are your friends who care about you and understand you and know you, but who are also willing to tell you the truth. And so I think that's very, very important. It's good to have this, you know, huge support network. And the support network, when I say it's huge as in terms of the degree of friendship with that maybe just one person. It doesn't have to be huge as in you have 15, 20 people you do this with. It could just be 1 or 2 really amazing friends like Andy and Sam that I've got, for example, you know. And you know, it's very good, you know, because sometimes it's a struggle when you're on your own sometimes because you can't always see everything, because sometimes, like I said, emotions, they cloud judgment. You don't quite see everything as you should, and so it's nice to have a broader perspective. Richard, you're the first person I've talked to that is an asexual. Oh, thank you, Richard. That's very nice to know. Oh, that's very nice to know. Yeah, I really exist. I'm here. I think it's really nice as well when you do have asexual friends and you do meet people and you see that I'm real. Asexual's real, because obviously there's quite a few people in the world that still, you know, they kind of don't believe asexuality exists. They don't believe it's real, and they can put people down about it. They can try and sever your relationship with your own asexuality, try and invalidate you, basically. And it's not nice at all. And I just think it's nice if you can see someone, especially because I'm online like every night, usually. You know, I'm here and I'm a real person. I've been on this channel for 5 years, but I started streaming, well, I said last year, but now we're in 2020. It's a year before last I started live streaming. July 2018 it was I started live streaming. So yeah, it's been like a year and a year and a half nearly now, which is pretty good going. I had to have 2 weeks off last year for a respiratory infection. I lost my voice. But and most nights I've been here for those a year and a half. So I think that's pretty good going. I think it's nice to have a person who's, constantly there, so you know that it's true, and you can see how I live my. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, really appreciate that. You can see that I genuinely live and breathe asexuality, and I like to share my life and what's happening with you, because it's really important that you can understand how asexuality works in a context of real life situations. It's all very good and well having textbook definitions of the different types of asexuals, and it's all very good and well of like knowing and understanding asexuality on a fundamental theoretical level and maybe from your own point of view, but it's very difficult to imagine how you live an asexual life that is fully out. So I'm fully out to the world. When I come across new guys online in dating sites, I tell them I don't want sex outright, and so I think it's very refreshing to have someone who's asexual, who's actually out to the world, who's living and breathing their actual sexuality, which is asexuality, because there's many asexuals that are hidden globally, and it's really difficult, I think, when you first find out about asexuality to understand what road lies ahead of you, the unknown. Like, how is your asexuality going to pan out in the real life? How is your sexual orientation going to fit in with society that's highly sexualized, which we all know is not about really fitting in, it's about standing out as who you were born to be. But you know what I mean? You need someone really that will show you the way and that will be an example of how it might work. Obviously, everyone's different, not everyone's like me, extroverted, and many introverted asexuals. But you know what I mean? But if you can see how asexuality actually works in real life, situations, I think that's very helpful, because you can kind of like play through in your own mind case scenarios that could happen to you, maybe not exactly the same way, because maybe you're not the same type of personality as me, but you can theoretically but more realistically see how it pans out in real life in situations with friends, family, relationships, all that type, or potential relationships, dating, all that type of thing. I think it's very handy. Because when I first found out I was asexual, I was a bit like confused as to how it's going to actually work in reality. Like how's this asexual sexual orientation that I discovered I am, which I'm really happy to discover, how's that going to work long term for me? How's that going to work in the future? It can be quite disconcerting, I think. Scary Jerry, I tend to keep it to myself because people tend to look at me as if I'm an alien or something. So I'm just might start because a few co-workers keep showing me pictures and videos of naked women. Yeah, just come out of it, Scary Jerry. You have to be strong and bold. The number one rule when you are coming out about being asexual is strength. Do not show weakness. Be bold and brave and be relentless. So you have to show your strength. Because when I first found out I was asexual, by the way, welcome back, Scary Jerry, because I know you were on last night. It's nice to see you. When I first found out I was asexual, the first friend I told, I was very wishy-washy with her. And I said, I think I'm asexual. This is when I very first found out in 2014. And, she did the whole thing of, you just haven't found the right guy yet. Come on, you're always talking about guys. I'm like, yeah, because I'm highly attracted to foreign guys, but I don't want sex with them. Oh, come on, and she didn't believe me. But I was weak because my voice said, I think I might be asexual. And I was very timid back then. Now I'm like, people don't mess with me. I'm like, I'm asexual. That's it. You take it, you leave it out the door if you don't want to hear it. It's true. And when I was in my old job, I used to say it probably till I was blue in the face that I'm asexual. There was 2 people in my old job that didn't accept it for over a year. And one was gay, actually, which was very strange. So they didn't accept it, but they couldn't accept it. But they did after a year. I just kept telling them. I just kept going on about it. And I was so stupid strong in it that they got fed up of hearing it in the end and gave in. Like, oh, fine, you're asexual, like, whatever. Like, exactly, I'm asexual, thanks for that. But, most of the time, people were really good about it. But you have to be, so when you come out to your co-workers, just, you know, say, just like, I don't know what you keep showing me naked women for, because I ain't interested. Not interested in naked bodies. You know, you can say I'm not interested in sex. It doesn't interest me at all. You know, and if they call you an alien, just like, be, yeah, okay, I'm an alien. Great, wonderful. It's just like agree, because they shuts them, you know, it shuts them up. It stops them talking. Like, I'm going to talk about more about the dating site that I joined recently, but I'm going to go a bit more into that. But this guy, Richard, you should get it every day. You haven't found a real sex partner. Oh, that's disgusting. Richard, yeah, I had a guy who was actually still my Facebook friend. I didn't know whether to keep him or not, because I've had him quite a long time. And he was like, you know, he said, oh, if you had sex with me, it'd be different. I'm like, no, it wouldn't. I don't like sex. Doesn't matter how hot looking the guy is, you know, aesthetically hot looking, I'm still not going to want to have sex with him. It's still not going to be any better. I've had really good looking guys that I've done that with in the past. A very hot, aesthetically looking guy, you know, in his face was very, very, very good looking, but I didn't like the sex. Doesn't matter how, you know, I'm only attracted aesthetically to the face usually, and the frame, not below the waist, right? But when I was in heterosexual relationships, and I was in a relationship with him briefly because I got bored with the sex, you know, that was exactly it. It didn't matter how attractive he was physically. I didn't like the sex. You know what I mean? It's just like ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's like when you have some ice cream and someone's put another ingredient in there. The ice cream might look good, and you might like to eat some of the ice cream, but when it gets to the middle, maybe they've just put some gross stuff inside it, and you're like, you know, like a different flavour that's completely turned you off, like Brussels sprouts or something with me. And it's like, why is this stuck some Brussels sprout ice cream in the middle of all this gorgeous chocolate ice cream? It tastes disgusting. I want to spit it out. That's the type of reaction it makes me feel. It's like, I like all the kissing, the cuddling, the holding hands, but I don't want the mini bit big in the middle, you know? It's like, just keep your sprouts to yourself or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I was trying to think of an analogy. That's the best I could come up with in the moment. But yeah, so I'm really sorry you've had that experience, Richard, because it's not good. You know, I don't know why they think that. You know, I don't know why they think it's I know even in this book, because I know you're reading this book, it's like the magic dick theory. That's what it basically is, which, excuse the language, but what that means is all of a sudden, like, a woman's gonna have this dick, is, you know, the penis, that's just going to be so magical that she's just going to really want sex because of this person's magic dick. I mean, that clearly isn't magic because she doesn't like it, but it's like the magic dick theory is what guys think. It's like, oh, but my dick will be so different to you know, to what you've ever experienced before. It's like, no, it's a penis, it's a dick, it's disgusting, I don't want it in me, get it away, put it away, couldn't care less, don't want it, don't need it, not having it. Ugh. I don't even think the male anatomy looks good, to be perfectly honest. Sorry, guys, but I'm just not into the male anatomy. I'd rather see that than a woman's body, because I'm not interested in women, but I'm not interested in the male. From the below the waist, I like guys, you know, guys' naked chest. I'm okay with that now. I'm good with that. But below the waist, I'm not interested. You can just keep that for himself. I don't need to see that. So, you know, I'm really sorry you had that experience, Richard, because it's not nice. I know what it goes like as well. And that's why it is very important to have asexual friends, you know, people who understand you, people who can relate to you, people who you can relate to, you know, who get where you're coming from, who just, you know, because when I have asexual meetups like I did today, you know, we're not interested in sex. It doesn't interest us. None of us are interested in sex. None of us want it. None of us care about it. Any of us. And so it kind of was really empowering. Having asexual friends and being asexual meetups is so empowering, because it strengthens your own point of view. It strengthens your own asexuality. Ace friends, greatest ever. It is greatest ever, Andy. Yeah, as we know, me and you are great friends. So it's really, really, really super important. Because people, you know, once you've got that foundation, that strong sense of community, you don't care what other people think as much. It makes you stronger. You can give a toss. I mean, I talk about asexuality on the table. Like, just like, I talk about it like I'm talking on my channel now. I think people are not used to me sometimes doing it. Well, the new person wasn't used to that. But the other people that come, they watch my streams, so they're used to me. But we're sat at the dinner table, I'm just talking about stuff that I don't like sex, because I'm so used to saying it now, I don't even think about it a lot of the time. It just rolls off my tongue. So true. Yeah, so true, says Richard to Andy. Yeah. I mean, it's really, really important. And, like a scary Jerry, I would, be yourself, tell them, And if they say you're an alien, say, great, wonderful. I don't want to be part of the robotic conglomeration of society that's going along doing the same thing day in, day out and being conditioned. I mean, basically, that's what people are. They are conditioned like robots since birth to believe heterosexuality is the only sexuality. It's a conditioning. So that, we are freer. We have free will. We have our own willpower and free will and freedom of speech, freedom of thought, and we can think differently outside the box. These other people, the majority of the heterosexuals, they're going along in life with their programming and conditioning in their brain that they've been put in there since birth by their parents, by their peers, by their teachers, by society. And they're growing up in a conditioned, brainwashed state like this. Just because heterosexuality is the majority sexuality in the world doesn't mean to say it's the right sexuality or that everyone should be that way. Just because we're a minority doesn't mean to say we're wrong. And people need to recognize that, A lot of people are brainwashed into a lot of things. I mean, to be honest, when you get into deep spiritual stuff, you realize that a lot of the whole of your life's brainwashing. And sometimes you just have to brainwash yourself into better stuff. Like, I've learned all this conditioning and programming from birth. I don't want to have that conditioning and programming anymore. So I will put my own conditioning and programming inside me. I'll brainwash myself, because you have to brainwash yourself for positivity. You have to get into a positive frame of mind to stop depression. You have to brainwash yourself with positivity to counteract all the negativity that goes on in the world and that's shoved down your throat by news. I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV. Sometimes news flashes up in my feeds and I can tell how I feel. If I start looking at that stuff online, I can feel it. I can feel a shift in my emotions, a shift in how I feel. So you have to understand that a lot of people are conditioned, and asexuals have come out of that conditioning. We've woken up to ourselves, to the real, true, authentic us, that these other people, they're just going along with the mill. And they get really shocked when someone says something to them because it's uncomfortable for them because they're not used to it. Doesn't mean to say we're wrong, though. Doesn't mean to say that asexuality is the wrong sexuality or that more people shouldn't be asexual. It just means to say that these people have been severely conditioned and they're still in their conditioned state. It's like being in a trance. Do you know what I mean? And so, just be very, very, very strong when you come out about being asexual, not liking sex. Don't make it non-negotiable. There's a video I did a long time ago on this channel, and it's my asexuality or your asexuality is non-negotiable. That is number one rule when you talk to people. It's non-negotiable. It's not up for debate. They can say what they like, but it doesn't change anything. You're still asexual because it's not up for debate. Do you see what I'm saying? The moment you let them start debating with you, your asexuality, the moment you become weaker. Because you're fighting something that you are. You don't need to fight who you are. If other people don't accept it, that's their problem. It's not your problem. And that's the attitude you need to have. But obviously, when you come to channels like this and you see a real life asexual, particularly like one like me who's constantly on all the time, you see that as a real asexual, she's really living and breathing asexuality. She definitely doesn't want sex. She tells people she doesn't want sex. She's living her truth. It encourages other people to do the same, It's very, very important. So even if you haven't got a support network where you exactly are at the moment, that will probably come with time. And, it's important that at least you've got some people online to go and see, to talk to be around, to chat to, because then you feel more empowered. It makes you stronger. There was a guy on this channel who I haven't heard from for a long time in the UK. I think he was 19 years old, very young. And it'd been known he knew he was asexual for 5 years. I think it was 19. It was 19 or 20. It was, anyway, he told us in chat that he'd been secret about his asexuality for 5 years, and because he watched this channel, it gave him the strength to come out to his mother about being asexual after 5 years of keeping it secret. Can you imagine? It was a long time. And he said his mum was a little bit confused, but overall she accepted it, And he had the courage to do that because he watched me and knew that I was telling the truth and that I'm asexual and that there's someone else out there like him. And that gave him the strength to know it's okay and it's good, you know. People can say, oh, this girl's asexual on YouTube. I'm not sure the mums and dads will like all my content on here. But hey, my dad spies on me sometimes and watches my channel. Hi, Dad. So, you know, he watches my stuff, even though he's not asexual. Very much not asexual. But, you know, it's you know, he secretly likes my stuff, I'm sure. I give good advice. But yeah, so it's really, really important. Hi, Sandra's dad. It's really funny because one person was watching and they went off when I said that. But yeah, it's really, really important that you know that you do have that strength and you have that support system around you. So, you know, do try and get asexual friends online as much as possible, as well as offline, and do, you know, like you know, gain, you know, like develop those friendships as best you can. Like some people will be close friends with you, very well with me, very few people are close friends with me. And then you have more of acquaintance friends or more like good friends. And then you have people that are more acquaintances, don't see very often, you know. But it's all friends are good, you know, all the support is good because it is very empowering. And it's good when you're on, you know, we were talking about loads of different topics. So some people are like, what do you talk about asexual meetups? Well, we talk about loads of different stuff. Asexuality, we talk about a lot. Today, politics was talked about a lot. Not my favourite subject, so I was more quiet on that subject. What we talk about? Travel. The new person who came, they've been to Japan, was showing us some photographs. So that was really, really nice to see some video footage. That was really good. And they are Pokemon fan. So they literally showed us this shop full of Pokemon stuff, and they brought loads of stuff back from Japan. And they're a huge Pikachu fan. There was this cafe, this restaurant. It was like a Pikachu. Well, it was a Pokemon cafe, but it had a big Pikachu. Someone dressed as Pikachu, and you got like you can get these Pikachu foods. Think foods. So it's in a Pikachu picture, and it was so really, really awesome. You know, it's really, really good. The food was all done in Pokemon stuff, and there was hundreds and thousands, I think, of cuddly toys in there. It's like, and asexuals tend to like cuddly toys or action figures. It's really strange, but a lot of us do. It's we're very like big kids, I think, a lot of us, because you know we like the more sweet and innocent side of life. I think the more pure side, the more, you know, sweet, innocent love side of life, and I think that's a really good thing. I think it's something to be very, very, very proud of. So as I always say, you know, wherever possible, do get asexual friends. Do go to asexual meetups, even if you have to travel quite a long way to do it. You know, I mean, you'd be surprised, but most of the people that come to my meetups, the majority tend to live further away than my actual city. There's more people that come from further away than people in my own city, and it just works out like that. They tend to be more reliable people who come from outside the city because I've already booked transport, already you know, decided to come and taking the day out. They tend to be more enthusiastic about coming, and you know, it's just really, really good, really great. So anyway, I hope you found this useful video. I hope you found this video useful, should I say, helpful, insightful in some way. If you have, please click the thumbs up because I really, really appreciate it. And thanks so much for taking part in the chat tonight. You know, it's incredible to have a support network here as well of friends online, you know. And I want to thank you all for supporting this channel. It means a lot to me. You know, if I don't have support here, then I don't do the channel because I'm only doing it for you guys. You know, yes, I love doing it myself. Yes, I do want to do it all the time. But if I've got no people listening to me or caring, then there's no point in me doing it. So I do it because, you know it helps you. I do get private message, you know, saying my videos really help people, which is really nice, you know. I have one guy on ASAP saying that, you know, you're a good speaker on here, and he's from Algeria, so he's not a native to the UK. So it really makes me happy. And some of the people at my asexual meetup, well, I think all of the, apart from the new guy, all of you were watching me. Andy was there, and the two other guys, friends, were there as well. And they were both saying they like my live streams. You know, they're used to me being on there now. So with because I got quite a loud voice. I know that, you know, I kind of like used to that. My granddad used to be deaf, actually. That's why I gained a loud voice when I was a kid. I don't know if many people know that about me, but I trained my voice. I had to train it to be higher than the usual level anyway. So because my granddad was deaf, he did wear a hearing aid, but I had to project my voice a lot. So I was used to talking louder than the average person anyway from a kid. My granddad's no longer with me, but that's what I was used to doing. So I've continued that through. So it's very handy as well when you're in a job, if you're doing a demonstration to some customers, because you can demonstrate to 3 people at once, you know. And I do think, like, you know, there's no point in watching a YouTube show where the person's monotonously, is that the right word? You know what I mean, talking on monotone level. It's not good. I used to work in radio. I used to work at hospital radio doing being a radio presenter for hospital radio. And so when you do radio, you have to always higher your voice up a notch, because radio waves automatically lower your voice. I learned a lot about radio waves. I've done like media studies at college, and I was in radio, a volunteer radio presenter for 17 years of my life. I started as a teenager. So, you know, you have to like project your voice a higher level, raise it up more than the normal wavelengths, because radio waves change your tone, they lower it, so you naturally have to higher it. So I've trained my voice specifically like that, and I just keep it all on the same level now because I'm used to it. I like it. I like projecting my voice, you know, I like speaking. So it's really important. That's why I talk quite a lot loud, because I've trained over the years that type of voice. You know, it is a projection. It does come out like this, you know. So it's like over the telephone, it can lower your voice as well. So, I mean, obviously I can lower my voice and start talking like this, but it's a bit boring. Do you see what I mean? So it's better for me to raise higher and higher and higher and higher. Yeah, so I'm back to me. Do you know what I mean? Because if it's too quiet, I just think it's a bit boring. You want to drift off to sleep. And especially as my show's late night. But yeah, but so definitely think about the benefits of having asexual friends, the support network, being your true authentic self, sharing ideas with each other, you know, like really, you know, being comfortable and having, you know, that comfortability with each other that you don't get around sexuals, for example. Usually there's a great degree of comfort, support network, you know, just feeling uplifted, you know, just feeling uplifted. And, you know, you can be your true self. Your true authentic self should come through when you've got good and the right friends. You shouldn't be afraid to speak about anything and everything when you've got the very close friends in particular. So it's very, very important you do make and have asexual friends. And I wish you very much luck, Scary Jerry, with being honest in your work, saying you're not interested. You know, they're probably doing it on purpose when they're trying to show you videos and pictures of naked women. They're probably trying to get a reaction out of you, you know? So just speak your truth. Just be who you are. You know, you're your own person at the end of the day. When you're an adult, you know, you can do what you like and say what you like. No one can tell you off for being you. Do you know what I mean? You are who you are, and speak your truth and speak your mind. If people don't like it, so what? Don't live your life for other people. Live it from you, from the bottom of your heart, because you don't want to be looking on your deathbed thinking, oh, I was just pretending to be someone I was not. I was in the closet the whole time, and you know, and I really wanted to be myself, and I felt repressed, because repression is a very, very bad emotion. People don't speak about this enough. Repression is very, very bad emotion. You know, when you keep yourself repressed for years, it feels like you're a caged animal, and it feels like you need to escape, and you've got no one to speak to, no one to escape to, no one to tell. And if people keep their asexuality locked inside them and, you know, just kept hidden a lot of the time, it can be very repressive. And that can take a huge toll on the mind and the spirit of your soul year after year if you keep doing that, you know? And at the end of the day, most people, these people that do, you know, that care about whether you're asexual or not, you know, from their own selfish point of view, like, oh, what's that all about? You know what I mean? Like, they don't really care about you. It doesn't matter, because they're not going to care about you when you're gone. So don't care about them while you're here. Does that make sense? Do not care about people on planet Earth while you're here to live it, that don't care about you and don't have your best interests at heart and don't want you to be you, you know? They already do try to get reactions from me, being vegan and all, laugh out loud, but I'm used to it. Yeah. I mean, you know, sometimes you can ignore them, you can just like, you know, ignore them. But if you want to speak your truth and say, you know, I'm just not interested. I mean, a lot of the time, particularly with heterosexuals on dating sites, I just tell them I don't like sex blatantly, because if you try and explain asexuality to a sexual person, a lot of the, especially on dating sites, a lot of the time they don't even have a clue what it is. So it's better just for me to say a lot of the time, and in nightclubs, just make it clear I don't like sex, you know, end of story. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, you know, if you fed up with your co-workers trying to show you videos and pictures, say I'm not interested in naked women. Just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm sure you'll figure it out. I'd like to know how you get on with that, you know, and telling them the truth that you're not interested. It'd be very interesting to find that out, you know. I wish you a lot of luck with that. And just remember, you have got our support on this channel as well. You know, it's very important to know that we're behind you and really support you and want you to do well in that and be your authentic self. It's very, very important. Anyway, I'm going to conclude tonight's video unless there's any other questions, comments, queries. If there is, you can always put them down in the comments below under this video in the meantime between videos, and I will endeavour to reply as soon as possible. I want to thank everyone for being in chat tonight. Thank you, Fiola, that's I'm pronouncing that right, aren't I? Fiola, it's been wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much. And thank you, Richard. Really, really love to have you here. Thank you, Heather. Lovely to see you again. Thank you, Andy. And thank you, Scary Jerry. And yeah, so Richard, Viola, Heather, Andy, Scary Jerry. I think I've gone through everyone now. So if anyone's missed out, please forgive me. I love you all dearly. And anyway, until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe below. And don't forget to hit that bell notification button so you get notified of every time I go live right now or post a new video. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you again. As always, I love you lots. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Scary Jerry. Thanks to everyone else. I love you lots. Take care, and I will see you on the next live stream. Have a good day. Bye.